it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and welcome to my first episode of my summer series for Spiegel Mom Scraps called Sunny Tuesdays with Christy. And the goal here is to create summer layouts for the next 2 months using the themes that we're doing. For this week, our theme is to use these gotta love emojis, and I am not going to do an emoji layout. I'm just going to use these beautiful sequins. I have a hard time. I will do Snapchat and stuff like that, but I just started using emojis, to be honest with you. It's not something I do a whole lot with, so instead I'm just going to take advantage of these colors. I do have a piece of pattern paper picked out that I want to use. I, however, do not have my photo yet because it's being printed right now, actually. I don't print from home. I get them printed at my local London Drugs, and then I go pick them up. So I get to pick them up later today, which is great because I can do all the background work and then just plop my photo on. So this is my kind of starting point. It's July, but I'm still working through these beautiful alphas that I was trying to get used up before I use some of my newer ones. And I'm going to try to spell, I already know what I want my title to be, and I'm going to title it Coffee, Sunshine, and You. So I'm going to try to see if I can spell out with any of these some of those words. And if not, I will go into my newer thickers and find ones that work. So that's going to be my starting off point, and I'll get you on fast forward so you can see what I do. I'm going to do a little bit of mixed media too, so let's see what I can come up with for this first episode.
So to start everything off, I started with figuring out which alphas I was going to use to spell out my title, and I know that I'm fussy cutting those florals. So that part I know what sequins I'm using, and I'm going to start with doing my mixed media. I'm going to add just the yellow and the pink, doing kind of the smushing technique here. The reason why is it would be really kind of probably not the most pleasing layout to do a smushing technique with black when you're just wanting little pops of that to go on there. And I was really afraid that it would get really muddy if I added the black, and maybe a little bit too dark for what I'm trying to go for here. So I am trying to do a much happier kind of, obviously very sunny layout, because this is a summer layout starting for my first episode of this new series. And that's why I'm using the yellows and the pinks here. I did wait between each application of colors. I didn't want anything to bleed into each other. I wanted them all to stand out on their own. So this did take me a while. This layout as a whole actually probably took me at least 3 days to complete. I was interrupted quite a few times, but that's okay. Sometimes I do my best work sometimes when I walk away from my projects and come back to them. So if that's something that you can do, if you have the ability to walk away from your layout, I would suggest that sometimes. Sometimes it really helps. And I'm playing here. I used a lot of my watercolors more so than my any of my shimmers here for this episode, just because I've been having a lot of fun playing with them. And these are just the cheap ones I get from Michael's. I don't have really high quality watercolors, but they work for me. I just go with the flow when it comes to that sort of thing. I at the moment don't have a need to spend a lot of money on high quality watercolors. Maybe one day I'll get there, but right now I'm good with what I have. So you can see I am doing all the smushing technique. I was nervous with the pink. Sometimes I used a little bit of a darker one that I can read a little bloody, but thankfully I did the right combination, and it's definitely reading as pink and not that blood red. So I was so happy about that. Okay, and so now at this moment, I'm very happy with the way that this looks. And I'm doing the fun little splatters. I love that. And that bottom splatter is my favorite. It turned out so neat. Now, I'm thinking that there needs to be more pink on this layout. Not exactly sure, but I'm thinking for sure, like, there's got to be something more. So I first just add my little black splatters. That's the perfect amount of black for me. Exactly what I was wanting. And I shared this with one of my I have a Facebook group that there's 6 of us on it, and we kind of talk every day, and we kind of bounce ideas off of each other. And I asked them if this layout needed more pink, and everyone said yes. So my idea was to create my own little sun there and watercolor it pink. So a little bit different, right? Because suns obviously aren't pink, but the reason why I did that is so I can add these awesome gotta love emoji sequins on that. And because there's so much yellow on that sequins pack, I figured it would bounce off really well, and then the pink would kind of blend in nicely, and then the black would really pop off of that pink. So that is why there's a pink sun up there. And this is a girl layout, so I can do whatever color sun I want, right? At this moment while I'm creating this, the part that you see right now, I actually still didn't have my photo yet. I had to go to London Drugs and pick it up. So I was trying to do things where not having my photo could be done and it would work okay. And this whole time I'm trying to think about exactly what I wanted to do here, because I knew, like, this part I knew, and then I was like, I don't know what to do next. So I did wait, and I went to go pick out my photos so that I had something to play off of. And while I'm doing this and looking at it, I was thinking to myself, what would be really neat is if I did some stitching. So I am going to go off camera. You don't see it, but I go off camera and I hand stitch in yellow and then do the rays with the black and the yellow. And I love that. So I'm going to trim my paper just a little bit. I still don't have my trimmer. I'm still using just my ruler to trim. It works for me. And I'm going to trim, I think I trimmed like 1/4 of an inch. I don't know. It's not very much. So I can do a two-sided border in pink. Again, it's just kind of to try to pop off the colors and make it work. And you can see now to the left that I finally have my photos. And it's this adorable photo of my daughter sticking her tongue out. I love this photo of her. It's so cute. And I also have a photo from when I went to Starbucks to meet one of my friends from work one day. And that's going to kind of help tie in with the title that I've chosen, which is Sunshine, Coffee, and You. That's where the sun ray comes in as well. So, you know, that's how it goes. I want to mention, while you see me kind of just layer and do the kind of the basic things to layouts that everyone does, if you want a full-on breakdown on how I did this layout, I will have that posted on my own channel today. I did the process here because I wanted to share all the amazing products, but I'm doing a video a day in July, and so if you wanted to see a little bit more in depth of that, you can head on over to my personal YouTube channel at Christy's Beautiful Life to see how I kind of my full-on thought process on how I created this layout. And the other thing is, you are going to see me add some really awesome cork clouds and the felt clouds. And I just want to let you know that we have learned they are going to be discontinued. So it's sad. We're all a little bummed about it, but you know what? It's one of those things that now it is just a luxury item. But my suggestion is, if that is something you are into, make sure you head on over to the shop and pick up whatever it is that you love so much. You can still use my discount. Remember, Christy15, it'll give you 15% off of your order. And just pick up whatever you want, because once they're gone, they're gone. And we're gonna just focus more on the beautiful sequins that Jody has been creating. And let me tell you, if you haven't seen what's out for July, you need to look, because they are amazing. I am so excited to play. She is, I don't know how she comes up with these, but they're just amazing. So make sure to head on over to the shop so you can pick up your cork and your felt, whatever it is that floats your boat there. And like I said, just don't forget, if you want a discount, you can use my code. And you can see me just adding all my finishing touches. I do put my journaling right underneath my title. I really like the way that worked. It kind of helped to balance around with my photos there. And that's going to do it. So if you do have any questions, please leave them below. I'll try to get to them as quickly as possible. And I hope you enjoyed my very first episode of Sunny Tuesdays with Christy. I will be back next week with another summer themed layout for you. And yeah, just enjoy your week, everyone. I think it's 4th of July for all you Americans, so happy 4th of July, and stay safe out there. It's, you know, it can be one of the most dangerous holidays, so I hope everyone's nice and safe. All right, everyone. Thanks. Bye.